All right, hey guys, today I'm going to be attempting to, this is a master lock. It's a pretty good one. It's carbide, it says right there. This has lasted me almost 5 years. It still works. However, this plastic covering that has this little mechanism that essentially just keeps water and ice out of the lock, that plastic is failing. There's a small crack here on the bottom and a really big crack that's made it come loose at the top. So my goal today is I have to decide if I want to use this Loctite made for plastics, or I've never used either of these, or JB Weld. I know there's a bunch of different types of both brands, but this is the one I have. I think I'm going to go with this. It says it is good for plastic, which is essentially what I'm doing. I'm only really messing with the plastic. I just need to be careful not to get any JB Weld in the lock or I'll ruin it. So I have to think about that. I may put some masking tape over that during the job as a fail-safe. I think that's probably a smart idea. And then I don't really care if this gets too sloppy. It's just on my shed. Of course, we'll try to make it as neat as possible, but just want to set up what I'll be doing here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this tape ready. Painter's tape, of course, it's coming off, even though it's 3M brand. All right. So I'm essentially just trying to cover that lock. So I'm just gonna tear it. It doesn't need to be pretty. I just really want to get that hole covered, and that's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. So that should do the trick pretty good. And then afterwards, hopefully I can use an X-Acto knife and get in there and just clean that up. I'd rather have that there during this process, just in case. So we'll see. All right, so of course, gonna put gloves on. Should have eye protection probably too. All right, so the directions say, prepare, clean the area, no dirt, so I've already cleaned it. Squeeze the material equal parts onto a disposable surface, which is this old shoebox. Apply with an appropriate tool and an even coat, okay? So that might just be my finger in this case with gloves on. Set in 6 minutes, cures in 4 hours. If temperature is below 40, it will be longer. So, all right, I guess we'll see what happens here. I do have a couple towels ready, so I guess I don't think I need that much. I'm not sure if this is actually resealable, but one is a hardener, the yellow, and this black one I think is the big boy. So there's a little sharp little tip seal. I'm just gonna press it down so that comes out. Squirt some right there. Okay, put the cap on. It kind of smells really bad, but whatever. gonna do the same for this one. Should be equal parts. This is harder to come out, which I guess makes sense if it is in fact the hardener. And yeah, so yeah, this is already super hard. It's crazy. I know it sets pretty quick, so I'm gonna go for it, I guess. So I have that crack at the top. I'm just gonna get my finger in there, I suppose, and see what happens. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I think that should be pretty good. I'm essentially gonna do the same thing on the bottom where it's starting to crack. Like some hairline cracks. It almost cracked totally on me the other day. So I just want to secure that, make sure it doesn't break on me. All right, let's see how we did. All right, so I think what I actually need to do is go grab a clamp real quick because the plastic wants to spread. So I gotta take these gloves off, go grab a clamp, and I'll be right back. Grabbing the clamp. The stuff is acting really fast, so I don't have much time to do much of anything, but you definitely do not want to get this on yourself. That's for darn sure. All right, I don't know if this is overkill, but I'm gonna put some, don't wanna ruin my clamp, have the clamp get stuck to it. So I'm gonna put a glove, I think, on each side of the clamp. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I already did it. So, all right, this looks pretty dumb, admittedly. But to keep this top plastic together, all right, so that has pressure. Now I can get back in here. Yeah, this is probably already too hard, but I can probably salvage some of this. Yeah, that's fine. Does not smell good. That's for sure. So I predict the only issue is really going to be these gloves may actually get stuck to the material because it is a plastic. I don't really know a way around that. And I suppose a more precise way would be if I had a brush or something, or a stick probably would have been better, like a skewer. So I'm gonna rotate this a little bit. I want to do a little bit more because this stuff's already too hard. So that should be fine. So far I've used about half of this 1 ounce yellow one. I'll use a little bit more of the steel hardener. So about half of that, because I do need a little bit more softer material. So mixing it up real good here. Again, never use this, but I'll report back after this dries. I can always, if the gloves do get stuck, I can always file that off. I'm not really concerned about that. I can sand it, whatever, but I just need that gap that I showed you earlier where the majority of the gunk is, the JB Weld. I need that to essentially bond the two pieces of plastic. Oops. And while I'm here on the bottom, I do have a little bit extra. Let me throw some extra here on the bottom. May as well. While we're here, keep that nice and strong. Fill that crack with some JB Weld. All right, so we're gonna let this set up. I just have it resting on this so it's not touching the bottom. So I use 3 pairs of gloves. That's what we're looking at. Majority of the gunk is in there. Again, shit. And it did have some cracks over there, so gonna let this bad boy dry, see how it does. Again, never used it. Looking forward to the results, just kind of messing around. I had this on my shelf for a couple years. Never had an excuse to use it till now. So stay tuned and I'll show you how it came out. Gonna let it sit for at least half a day just to be sure. What the box say again? It sets in 6 minutes and is fully cured in 4 to 6 hours. So yeah, we'll give it the afternoon. All right, so here's the lock all set up. I'm gonna take it off in a moment so you have better lighting, but it was successful. I did seal the small crack on the bottom, and most importantly, seal this crack up at the top. So I'll go ahead, I'll take it off and we'll take a closer look at it. But this mechanism right here was the main reason to protect the lock from ice and snow and rain. Keep it secure. That's the whole purpose of it. So yeah, you can see the shiny parts are essentially the material, but and you can see right here where my thumb is, that is a piece of the glove from the clamp. I could probably do a little better job cleaning that up, but does the trick. In the bottom, looking good. So I do have these on the shelves, the JB Weld and the plastic for next time. But all in all, pretty easy to work with. Just wear gloves. I think that's the most important. You can kind of see as well. I could probably chip this off. I do have, yeah, I can just, there's a little dribble, I suppose. I'm not really worried about that. But saved it. Again, this was one of 2. I have 2 locks that use the same key set. So not having to buy like a $25 new set was totally worth it for me. And I think that JB Weld was probably $5 or so. So all in all, a good day's work. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. If you like these types of videos, feel free to throw me a thumbs up or subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.